It's quite easy to get stuck into the trap of thinking you need to do more and more and more to get better. But actually that's not entirely true. If you're not doing this, then doing more is not going to help you. So before you add an extra day to your training, analyze what you're doing right now and ask yourself if you're doing this. I've also got a great clip from Matt Fraser that backs this up. Let's head to the gym. So my gym has really excellent programming, and this is currently peak week. So we work consistently on lots of different things for 6 weeks and we're peaking. So this session is going to be hard. So we started off with 12 minutes to build to a heavy power clean. My current power clean is 100. I warmed up and I got to around 95 kilos and that felt unusually easy. From 95 kilos I jumped to 102 and that also felt surprisingly easy, and that is a PB for me. My previous power clean is 100 kilos, so that's a 2 kilo PB. It's only a little one, but then I tried to go for 106 and unfortunately my first rep, it just sunk me straight to the bottom. I find it really hard to stop myself and just power out of it, especially with power cleans. I did like a 4-month Olympic weightlifting cycle and we didn't do a lot of power cleans, especially at like really heavy weights, so I just got used to like not stopping myself. So I reattempted after trying to work out how to like pull it higher. I only had like 1 or 2 minutes left on the clock. I pulled it high enough, but unfortunately it pinned me again, and then I had like 30 seconds left and I tried a third time and I clearly pulled it high enough, but I just bottled it and just didn't get my elbows under. I think if I'd squatted a little bit then I would have got there. Looking back at the video I'm really annoyed, but it is what it is. And then after that we went into a workout. The workouts have been really hard this week and this one is not going to be different. In a pair we have to work through 30 reps at 40 kilos, 30 reps at 50 kilos, 30 reps at 60 kilos. In the remainder of the 10 minutes we had to do max reps at 70 kilos between the two of us. We absolutely smashed through the first 3 rounds, so up to the 60 kilos. It took us less than 5 minutes I think, so we had like 5 full minutes to try and get as many cleans at 70 kilos as possible. And on the first set of 70 kilos I just thought I'm gonna see how many of these I can do touch and go. I managed to do 6 in a row, which I was really happy with, and then in the end the total power cleans we ended up with at 70 kilos was 41, which is an insane amount of reps. My legs are so sore though and I really felt it in my hips. I know I'm gonna be sore tomorrow, but it's worth it because it was so much fun. So some of this does depend on your gym programming. In our gym we do 6 weeks of strength programming in the first portion of our classes, and we work on the same thing for 6 weeks with a big emphasis on progressive overload within those sessions, and then we peak at the end of those 6 weeks and we have a peak week. Lots of gyms program differently and quite a lot of them out there do just program like go for a heavy quite regularly, and that can actually be detrimental to your progress. Matt Fraser says it here in a clip from his podcast.
Do the complexes and do the little things to build the positional strength.
To do the 65% complexes and sets. If you're used to just going heavy all the time, and when you're starting out in weightlifting, yeah, you're going to hit PRs because it's a new movement. So as you get a little bit more familiar, you're always going to get those personal records. But then going in, when you're like, oh, okay, I have, a 137 snatch or a 300-pound snatch, and it's like, you want me to snatch 200 pounds?
Yeah.
A lot of
4
times.
weeks?
Like, no, it's tough to trust that that's going to lead to more.
Right.
But I've seen it time and time again. You've seen it time and time again.
I
It's
do.
Like, yeah.
If I had 5 pounds to my snatch every week, in like 6 months, I'm going to be a world champion.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're like this, and not getting in better. And
what we actually want to be doing is progressively overloading, but sticking between that 70 to 80%, but adding in like more reps. We can add in tempos, we can do pause reps. There are loads of ways that you can progressively overload your system, prepping your body to lift more instead of just maxing out all the time. A lot of people are aware they need to progressively overload, but often that translates into just trying to go heavier all the time, just trying to add weights on all of the time, and just trying to push their body as hard as humanly possible. Whereas those lifts that are around the 70 to 80% range, they won't feel that hard. But when you're doing higher volume at those weights, like multiple repetitions, like 3 reps every minute on the minute for 6 rounds, which is something that we've been doing, or say for squats you're doing like 5 reps but there's like a 3-second tempo and a pause in the bottom, it's not going to feel as hard as going for a 1 rep max. It's not going to feel like you're going super heavy all the time, but often you'll get more benefits from that than you will just trying to max out. In my 6 years of doing CrossFit, I've seen a lot of people see like tempo or pause reps programmed and they've just skipped doing the tempo or the pause. They've just ignored it and just put on as many weights as they could on the bar because they think that's going to get them progress. But in actual fact, you might just end up burning out your body and never actually progressing. And this is something that I did for about 2 years of my CrossFit journey. I didn't have very consistent programming, and it was that classic CrossFit like go heavy all the time, and my PBs did not go up for ages. But then I hopped around a few different gyms and I found a coach that was programming really well, and then all of my lifts started going up. After that gym closed, it took me a while to find another one, but now I'm at a gym where I really enjoy the programming and it really works for me, and it's helping me PB literally every single one. And I PB'd today, so that's kind of proof. If your gym is constantly just programming heavy reps and they're not doing that 70 to 80% range with like multiple repetitions, they're not doing pauses and they're not doing like tempo reps, I would recommend hopping on a program or doing something in open gym that could lead you to build that strength, and make sure you're working on those lighter loads and also have some time to work on technique. You could also opt, instead of trying to go as heavy as possible all the time, to say to yourself, this week I'm gonna work up to an 80% lift. I'm just gonna really focus on technique and consistency. If you're interested in really building that leg strength, I've got a squat program you can do. You can either buy 12 weeks up front, or you can hop on our monthly rolling one, and that involves pause squats, tempos, box squat, lots of different variations of front and back squats, and some single leg work to help you really build that base strength in your leg. It can suck when you're continually going to the gym and you're trying to go more and more to try and get stronger and it's just not working. If that is you, then it might be time to just look at what you're doing and make sure the quality's there and that all of the energy you're putting in is going in the right places, and I promise you will start progressing. There's one more really important thing that you need to do in order to get stronger, and if you don't do this, it's honestly not going to happen. You need to be doing this right to be able to build muscle. You need to be eating enough, and if anyone is proof of that, it's Danny Spiegel, whose personal slogan is "Girls Who Eat." If you'd like to know how I personally eat to fuel my performance and my strength, watch this video next. Please fist bump that like button if you enjoyed this video, because it helps me and my videos in the algorithm. Thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.